Alrighty there, top of the morning, folks. Hope you're doing well. Hope, I don't know what I hope, but today is Monday, November 22nd. The year is 2021. Like I said, hope you're doing well. Here on the check-in, it is a gloomy November morning for me at the moment. I'm fresh off the Georgie V podcast, which would have been last Thursday. The heart and soul of Philadelphia, Mr. Georgie V. Very silly man. We had a great conversation. Hopefully we can have him on. Or hopefully I can, we could do some more podcasts together. Always a good time. Great music. Great songwriter, that Mr. Georgie V. Check him out. He's on SoundCloud, Spotify, Blockbuster, all that shit. Georgie and then V. Some great tunes there. And Philadelphia cat, Philadelphia cream cheese. Never been to Philadelphia myself, personally. So I don't even know how far away it is from me, but yeah, it's near New York, right? So probably like 6 or 7 hours. But either way, let's go. So today is Sunday, the Lord's Day. And for me at least, and day off, Saturday, Sunday, day off, so I'm just chilling today. The Bills are going to be playing the New York Jets, and the Jets are a very shitty team at the moment. Let me look up their record that they have right now, and let's see. So they are 2-6 right now, and the Bills are 5-3, if I'm not mistaken, at this point. Yep, 5-3. Go fucking Bills. Buffalo Bills were founded in 1960. Look at that. Very cool. And we are in the top of the AFC. Look at that. Bills number 1. Cool. Love to see that. One of my anti-masker coworkers at work, yeah, that was a very elegant way to fucking say that. One of my anti-masker coworkers, we were talking about the Bills-Jaguars game. And he's pro Bills, but he was saying how the record that the Bills have against the teams that they've beat, how am I trying to say this? The record of all the teams that the Bills have beaten this season, their overall record is only like 12-32. So all the teams that the Bills have beaten, they majority have losing records. I don't know what he's trying to insinuate, but that's something interesting to think about at least. I don't fucking know. Still kind of getting my footing with talking football. My one boss, whenever I see him after the Bills game, I'll always just say fucking whatever. And he'll like come up and say some shit, and then I don't really have a rebuttal because I'm not super well-versed on my football knowledge and shit like that. But either way, I don't know how I was thinking about this the other day, but when you're like just a young piece of shit kid and you want like super random like phones or like toys or something like that, and they just mean like the fucking world to you to like have them, and you like make it your life's purpose to get this one thing. Specifically, I remember when I was probably like fucking 10 or 11 years old, I was like dead set on having a BlackBerry cell phone. it's like a fucking shitty like business person phone. Like it doesn't. I don't even get it. But yeah, I really wanted a BlackBerry, and then also one that was hot at the time was the fucking Sidekick. Yeah, you know what I'm fucking talking about. When you would like fucking hold it and you would hit the corner of it and the screen would do a fucking spin and then it would pop open to like a full keyboard. It's like a Game Boy, but you could fucking call somebody on it. Kind of, or like a D. I don't know. Not well. I guess it's more of like a DS because it has the screen and then the fucking whatever the buttons. But either way, go fuck yourself. That was a yeah. Also the chocolate. Anybody remember the chocolate phones? Was it LG? LG chocolate? Or maybe that was the Razor. That's what I'm thinking of. The LG Razor fucking flip phone. That phone was badass back in the day. Yeah, just fucking any other toys that I could think of, like super fucking random things. Oh yeah, I remember once I told my mom, I was probably like fucking 8 years old, like I'm saying. I'm like, I want a chocolate phone. And my mom literally got me a phone that was made of chocolate. And I was like, what the fuck? I just remembered that's so stupid. And then, yeah. So when I don't even know. That's funny. But yeah, you always want random shit when you're a kid and it always means so much to you. And then now it's like, I don't know, nothing. Everything means nothing to me. But yeah, also being a kid, I was also thinking about this. In high school mostly, this is applicable to college too, but it's kind of more prevalent in college. But in high school, you're usually in classes with all of your friends and shit like that, so it can be distracting at times. But have you ever had a class, or did you have a class in high school? I'm assuming there's no high schools or high schoolers listening to this unless I'm gonna get busted for fucking pedophilia. But when you're in high school and like you had a class and there's literally none of your friends in the class. And I can only specifically remember having 2 classes out of my whole entire high school career where I had not a single like friend in the class. And one of them was a gym class, which wasn't that bad. You can kind of scrape by just fucking playing, fucking basketball or dodgeball, whatever the fuck. And but the one other one that I had was it was a Spanish class. And I think it was 10th grade, so it had to have been Spanish 3? Would have been Spanish 3, because 8th, 9th, 10th. Started Spanish in 8th grade. 9th is Spanish 2, I guess? I don't fucking know. And then Spanish 3 and 10th. Teacher was kind of a MILF. She kind of had but she also had a big nose. She kind of looked like a witch almost, really heavy makeup. She was probably about 40 years old. Kind of milfy, decent. Made the class better. I can't fucking remember what her name was, but I feel like I didn't see much of her after the year that I had her. Maybe she like blew one of the students and then got 86'd out of the building. But yeah, so I had this Spanish class with literally nobody that I knew. So then I was kind of just forced to be good at fucking Spanish because there's literally nothing else that I could have possibly done in the class. So I would just I got all fucking Espanoled up. Yeah, I was fucking pretty decent. I was probably the best student in there, stroking my own cock here. I was the best fucking 10th grade Spanish student there was. But no, yeah, I was decent at it, and you realize how much you can learn when you just pay attention for like 30 minutes to something every day. It's really amazing what you can do when you actually try at something. But yeah, it was good. I remember or at least it seemed like all my friends, like none of them took Spanish after ninth grade, but here I was fucking just doing it for no reason, pretty much. I just did it. And then after 10th grade, I'm pretty sure you don't take Spanish anymore unless you're a real cocksucker. But yeah, they would like do the fucking oral tests, and you would have to sit in the back like classroom rooms. How they were separated, they had the door that separated the main classroom from the classroom that's behind it. There was kind of that middle room, and she would like take you back there, and then you'd have to like have a conversation in Spanish, and then you'd just fucking just like use like filler words for no reason. That was like the classic fucking out with any kind of language test back in the day. Just fucking just really beefing up a sentence with unnecessary words. I remember one time it was probably in like first or second grade. I'm pretty sure my teacher was Miss LaRock at the time. I don't know if this was at GJ Mann or at 70. It was probably at GJ Mann. We had to write like a 2-page like story or something, some bullshit. And this kid, for just one whole page, he just wrote "and." He just had and. I remember that specifically for some reason. And in like elementary school, we would write on that shitty like green paper that's super wide ruled, and it was like perforated at the sides so you could just rip it. Super weird. We didn't write on regular lined paper for some reason. Really weird. But yeah, that's just the worst. And then the gym class wasn't that bad. Like I said, we would just my teacher, yeah, he's kind of like a pedophile, creepy, like volleyball coach dude. He'd always try to get me to be on the volleyball team for some reason, even though I'm literally fucking 4 foot tall. Like, what the fuck? Are you smoking crack? And yeah. But he was nice, but he was just fucking creepy. It's just something about an old person that walks slow and talks slow. And he's just creepy. Mr. McLean. Fucking weird guy. And yeah. And swim class, that was fucking horrible. I think I swam for like 2 years in high school. But then the other ones, I would just get a doctor's note because it's fucking, the pool is just, well, I guess the pool wasn't even that bad, but I just didn't fucking feel like swimming. So I would just get a doctor's note and say I had bad fucking eczema or I had herpes or something. Get my doctor to lie that I have a STD. And then Mr. McLean, we would go into like this computer lab while they were swimming and all that jazz, and he would make us do like the stupidest or it wasn't even assignments because it was all just the same thing. He would just make us read like health and fitness articles and then just come up with like 10 questions and then answers for the questions, and that was all that we would do during the swim period. But either way, it was fucking stupid. And yeah, I guess the pool at Niagara Falls High School is actually pretty cool. It's super, like huge and has nice diving boards. So there you go. What else is going on? Oh yeah, I heard somebody on a podcast just talking about timeshares. And I never purchased into a timeshare, but I did go to a timeshare once in South Carolina. And we went, it was my mom's old boyfriend's parents' timeshare. It's a mouthful. His name was Mike. He was a crackhead, I'm pretty sure. And he would frequently steal from his rich parents that lived on Grand Island. I remember he stole Pretty sure he stole a wood chipper from their house once and then pawned it off. But this was after the fact of going to this here timeshare in South Carolina. So we end up going there, and I bring a friend. We could just make up a name for him. We could say his name is Joey. And so me, Joey, and my mother, and then Mike, the future crackhead thief. So we're driving down there, and at this time, my mom has this piece of shit Jeep, not the most I think it was a Jeep Cherokee, not the most reliable vehicle on the market, and also not the best on gasoline, but it was probably about a 13-hour drive. So either way, that's what we did. Drove for 13 hours down to South Carolina. And yeah, it's just cool, just driving down there. And then we get there, and South Carolina's cool because they have legal fireworks and all shit like that. And I remember I was also obsessed with those blow dart guns that you just, with the little colored ends and then the super long needles. That was like the coolest fucking thing to me. I remember getting a couple of those blow dart guns from the Walden flea market. Shout out the Walden flea market. I had a couple, or maybe I just had one, and I remember the fucking barrel of the blow dart gun got fucking bent somehow, and then it just completely fucking ruined the whole thing. Fucking shattered my dreams of fucking shooting somebody in the neck with a blow dart. And had throwing stars too, just random throwing stars when I was like fucking 11 years old. Perfect thing for a child to have. But either way, we're in South Carolina with my good pal Joey, who I think he is a heroin addict now, if I'm not mistaken. Might be ripping some of the brown girl, some of that hair on, Mr. Joey. Yeah, I think that's just what he does now. I don't think he does much else. But either way, he was probably a couple of years older than me, a couple of years my senior at the time, and we're down in South Carolina, and it's in like, it almost looks like an old folks community, but it's pretty nice, and just like a regular apartment. I think might have been just a one bedroom. And Mike, my mom's boyfriend at the time, he was from Grand Island, so he was kind of like privileged when he was a child, but then he just became a fucking scumbag as he evolved into an older person, kind of just went from wealth and then just kind of deviated from the folks, and just became a good dude. And then but yeah, so they had this timeshare down in South Carolina. His Mike's rich parents from Grand Island, so they let us have it for a couple days, and that's what we did, because I'm pretty sure if you only have a certain number of weeks that are allocated to you per year when you're in a timeshare, I'm pretty sure it's just a scam to rip off fucking dumb fucking old people, I guess. But either way, we were in this timeshare. It was decent, kind of like a cookie cutter little apartment complex, and not much happened. Me and Joey were just hanging out, kind of finding some trouble. Remember, we got our hands on some fireworks, and there was a country club next door, and it was kind of on like a boulevard, but there was like a golf course, and at night we were going into the sand traps and blowing off like M80s in the sand trap of this golf course. And then we also we're just lighting off fireworks everywhere pretty much in this fucking timeshare. I also did that at my apartment when I was a kid there in the Crawl Parkway, right behind like where Duff's is, the Millpine Plaza. Those shitty apartments that are behind there. I'm pretty sure I got me and my mom kicked out because I was just blowing shit up in the front yard of the apartment complex. But that's a different story, I guess. I'm a piece of shit. But either way, we're in South Carolina blowing up fireworks and fucking shooting blow darts. And I remember specifically this character, Joey, he put like a fucking bottle rocket on my skateboard. I think I had like a Day One song almost skateboard at the time. And it fucking blew a hole in my grip tape. And I was like, what the fuck, Joey? Like, why the fuck did you do that? Like, you could have just put it on the ground. And then Joey, the con artist he was, said that he would just reimburse me and buy me a new sheet of grip tape, which he never did. So still didn't forget that to this day. But he's spending his money on more important things like heroin and things like that. But either way, what did we do? So then we did that, had some fun, blew off some fireworks, and then we were hanging out in the apartment one night, South Carolina, in the timeshare with me, Mike, and Joey. And I think my mom had gone to bed at this point. So it's just the boys hanging out, and Mike goes through the TV. They have some kind of Betamax or some kind of like prepaid or like the paid programming shit, and he turns on a porn like website. So then I'm just like 10 years old with my friend watching porn with a grown-ass man. So that was nice. That was something I literally just remembered. Haven't thought about that in a while. And then they also had a desktop computer. And me and Joey would often go there and just turn on like fucking... I think we watched Two Girls, One Cup inside of the... inside their little office room in this fucking timeshare. Which is fucking hilarious. But, yeah, so that's pretty much what we did. And then the vacation was over, so then we drove our happy asses home. Or actually, I think it was the night before we were leaving. My mom got all liquored up off the box wine and then was driving us home from this bar that we were at, just hanging out. And there was a huge... It's kind of like a ditch that just separated the two lanes of this boulevard. It's probably like a 4-lane boulevard. And my mom was drunk, and then she drove through the ditch, and then we fucking popped a tire, and then we had to fucking fix that, I think, the day before we left. But either way, what are you gonna do? So then we go home, everything's fine. And yeah, everything was fine. But then I think probably a month later, somebody had went to the timeshare after we had left. I think it was one of the other people who rented it out. And somebody had shit in the toilet of the timeshare and didn't flush it when we were there. So it was... quite obviously my good friend that I took with me on this trip, Joey. So after that, didn't really talk with him much. And then he got into some bad stuff. Started doing some of that H. But either way, love you, Joey. Hope you're not dead. But either way, that was my last time in South Carolina. Not really the best of places. The beach is cool, but in most places you can find a beach. So either way, nothing too stand out about South Carolina. I don't think I would really visit there unless I had somebody to see. Because South Carolina, well, I guess South Carolina is just like Florida, except it's a lot closer. So that's a plus, I guess. But either way, Florida's fucking horrible. I think, yeah, I went to Florida once when I was like fucking 10. I went to Naples, Florida. You know, once again, just like a normal place. Nothing really to see. But yeah, traveling and shit. I want to fucking take a train trip. I've only taken shitty Greyhound buses back when I had a girlfriend that lived in New York. Would just take the shitty, cheap Greyhound or the Megabus. Never took a train trip, say that 5 times fast, to New York. But yeah, I think I'm going to plan one of those soon because I feel like a nice train trip would be beautiful. Lots to see. And there is a nice train station in Niagara Falls, so it'll just take me from here to there. Lickety split. But other than that, yesterday I did my weekly run to Savers, the local thrift establishment over on Sheridan Drive and Niagara Falls Boulevard. Plug. And I was just looking around. I like to look around. There's lots of thrifty gals there too. Lots of my kind of women in there. Hairy armpits, spooky, creepy gals. Perfect, right up my alley. And so, you know, I'm checking out the slacks, checking out the dress shirts, and then I end up in the book section randomly, just browsing the shelves, you know, nothing crazy, just looking around, people watching, looking at books, and then I see this huge fucking, it's textbook size, like high school textbook size, so not just a normal, you know, hardcover book, but textbook size. And it's got a huge swastika on it, and it is the history or something Nazi related, just a whole book about Nazis. And I don't know, that would be very awkward for the person who was going to buy that Nazi book. I think your best bet would just be you would have to steal it, so then you don't have to, like, I feel like it's just so awkward buying a book, because they always look, so then they know exactly, I don't know what's so awkward about it. Just buying books, like, if you bought, like, an entrepreneur book from the fucking thrift store, you just look like a huge douchebag, but, yeah, buying a Nazi history book, I don't know if that would be the best look, but someone's going to have to do it. Someone's going to have to buy it. And, yeah, so that's what I did yesterday. Love going to Savers. Love a good thrift. Lots of interesting people at the thrift stores. It's either like homeless crackheads or just like UB college students with Doc Martens on, which I wear too, so that is also a roast of myself, because it's true. It's just, yeah, it's kind of like third world families trying to get their life started, trying to buy some like clothes, and then, yeah, just like fine arts majors from UB. That's pretty much it in Savers. But I do love it. I love that store so much. I'm a frequent flyer. But, yeah, I think we'll wrap up this here podcast. Hope you have a good day. Hope you enjoyed that Georgie V podcast. That is the episode right before this one. I had a good time doing that. Had a good time speaking with you today. Hopefully we can get more of Georgie on the podcast. Georgie, more of George, more of Fritz does art, and of course more of Mr. Christian. He is a solidified co-host and Garden Pals legend. But that's all I have for you here, folks. So this has been Garden Pals number 79. Today is Monday, November 22nd, and have a splendid day, folks.